A survey went out. What is the number one fitness item on your to-do list? Pearl responded, a barre class. Hey there, Fit Fam Over 40. Welcome back to another episode of How to Be Fit Over 40, Midlife Conversations with Hicunni. I'm your host, Hicunni. In today's episode, we're joining Pearl on her journey as she prioritizes barre classes for this year. So grab your smoothie or a cup of tea and join the conversation. Let's go. All right, so we have been on this series of helping people really unpack their number one fitness goal, their number one fitness item for this year. So it can be something tangible like some new shoes, or it can be a service, a class, whatever that thing may be. It can be anything that they can share. And so I have a survey form that I've been passing out, emailing, sending out to those who are interested. So I've received some responses that way. And also I created a separate form as well where I get to connect with people in person that actually want to actually share what their number one item is and possibly be a guest on my podcast. And so Pearl agreed later on this year to be a part of this podcast. So super excited about that. But in the meantime, we are going to actually unpack her number one fitness item on her to-do list for this year. All right. So, of course, she completed the survey and her item is actually a class, a barre class. So that is on her list. So we didn't get a lot of background information as far as how many classes she wants to attend and what type, because now I'm learning that there's different types of barre classes that you can actually enroll in and take. And so we are just going to briefly set a SMART goal. Now, this is something that she hasn't mentioned to me, but on this podcast, with the limited information that we have, we do a sample SMART goal just to see if maybe this can help her or even someone else that's listening to this podcast who wants to start a barre class. All right. So with that, SMART goals, they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So specific. So this is, of course, a sample, so don't take my word for it. But if it helps you, kudos, excited, super excited. Let me know how it works out. So specific. Pearl will research local barre classes within the next week and select a studio that offers convenient class times and something that fits her budget. All right. Now, measurable. Pearl will commit to attending one barre class per week. We're going to start small, okay? We could say 2 or 3, but let's just start with one. One barre class per week for the next month. And then she's aiming for a total of 4 classes by the end of the month. By doing this, she'll make sure that she tracks her attendance, whether she uses her phone to just, do a little checkbox of the classes that she attends, or she can use a full Google Calendar and just kind of mark off from there. Also, if you like to journal, journaling would be awesome. Could track that and monitor your progress via journal. So she will decide whether she's going to track her attendance using her phone, calendar, or a journal. Achievable. Pearl will prioritize her time to make this class a regular part of her fitness routine. Also, making sure that her budget is on point, just in case there's some different types of equipment and different things that she may need that will actually fit within her budget. All right, because we don't want to break the budget. Relevant. This goal aligns with Pearl's desire to improve her overall health and well-being. and making sure she has that routine in place. Also, making sure it's fun, and it's a great way to strengthen and tone her muscles while improving her flexibility and posture, which she's also, I didn't mention, in my circle mobility class, and she actually takes yoga. So she's just all around making sure she hits every point, which is amazing. So she wants to make sure this aligns with her overall goals and supports that overall health and well-being. And then time bound. She wants to commit, well, she should commit based on her goals, of course, within the next month or so, whenever she decides, to make sure she has a consistent routine, a consistent practice routine by attending those classes regularly and just making sure she is working towards those fitness objectives. So whether she plans on having, a certain amount of muscle tone by 3 months or 6 months, whatever that may be, making sure that fits within that time frame. All right. Overall, with that SMART goal, she wants to have accountability. Accountability, make it count. We want to make sure that you have someone to hold you accountable in between those classes. That way, when Friday comes, she won't be saying, oh man, I just didn't make it. I just didn't feel like it. If she has someone to hold her accountable beforehand, hey, just a reminder, maybe a quick text. Hey, are you still going to that barre class? Just making sure she has someone to hold her accountable. That way, that she's more enthusiastic and more likely to actually accomplish those goals. All right. So hopefully this is helpful. Thanks, Pearl, for agreeing and sharing. Can't wait to have you on the podcast episode. For those who want to share their number one fitness item, go ahead and click that link in the show notes so I can get your information. We can get you on the schedule. We have a few people, of course, ahead of you because we've been collecting these for the last few weeks, maybe month now. And so make sure you get on my schedule so you can get yours in for 2024. All right. Until next time, nutrition is more than what you eat and the weight that you carry. Talk to you soon.